Remember that little boy who's growing his hair as part of a Cook Islands cultural tradition where a boy gets a haircut when he comes of age? The strict Catholic school he attends said it violates their uniform policy and demanded he get it cut earlier. The parents took the case to the Queensland Civil and Administrative Tribunal and they ruled the school did discriminate against the boy and ordered the school not to expel him. The school also had to issue a letter of apology to the family. The school had to allow Cyrus to continue attending pending the outcome of the hearing. Ben, is this a good outcome? Should the student have respected the school's uniform policy?
No, I think that it's very clear with this, and I guess this is where we sometimes fall down. Every single situation needs to be looked at differently. And yes, I completely understand when you're enrolling your kids into some religious-based schools that there are some things that you would expect to adhere to. But look, I think that there sometimes is a cultural reflection which shouldn't restrict somebody from being able to attend that school. I mean,
then don't go to that school. Pick another school.
No, that's not necessarily the outcome. It's not the outcome. Look, I think, people are allowed to be at these certain schools and not restricted because of their cultural background. I don't absolutely, and I don't know this for certain, but I feel like that's a cultural reflection when it comes to this haircut in this individual situation. The right outcome has come out, and that is that a formal apology is required, and that's what has been given. So
Let me ask you this. You enroll your kids in a Catholic school. They're in school, and then you say to the school, well, I don't want my kids learning about Catholicism. I don't want them learning about the Bible. I don't want any religious studies involved with them. You entitled to that because that's your religious belief?
Well, let's open up the case for that when that's the case.
No, come on.
But it's not. No, because you can't. Do you know what, Rob? You do this all the time. You try and lock us into...
Yes, I use examples to illustrate a point.
No, yeah, but your examples are not great. So, I'm sorry about that, but,
No, Ben, it's just because you know these examples lead you to answering a question the way you don't want to answer it. I'd say they're very good.
I'm happy to... Do you know what? Let's ring Ticker and tell them the show's going for 5 hours today because I will sit here and argue the same thing with you all day. And it's just that let's look at things individually. This particular situation has been examined and that's the outcome, and it's the right outcome in my mind. You talking about... changing the curriculum at a school because of a difference of an opinion of religion. Look, that's a completely different situation. We can't examine those two things.
When you go to a school, you accept the rules that they put in place. My kids are at a religious school. I'm not religious in the slightest. Not that keen on them learning religion, but I've made that decision because to give them a better education, and I abide by all the rules and regulations of that school. And so I have no problem with any of the teachings they get.
Help me.
Should a gay teen be allowed to go to a Catholic school?
I would say yes.
Why? Because that's against what they believe. So is this not the same thing? Or should I be allowed to go and say, look, my teen is gay, but I really want him to get a good education. So would that be okay?
There are many schools that won't make that an issue anymore. And it's also against the...
how is that different?
Because sexuality is a different thing as opposed to
cultural
religion.
Values? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, but basically, they've also said that this was discriminating against him because of his culture and because of his cultural values. But
he chose to go to a Catholic school.
But so would a gay kid. What's the difference?
You know what, Robert? I will say you've raised a very valid point here, and I'm going to be a hypocrite and say no. I think the kid should have got a haircut, and I think the gay kid's allowed to go. There you go. I'm a hypocrite.
It's the Ben, Rob and Robbo Ben.